Oh, you're all early. Look, I haven't even combed my hair. Look at that. What? I don't remember at school them telling me I'd ever have that. Look at it. All right. How are you? Well, I'm all right, but I've got that. I'm going to have to comb that. I'm going to have to sort that out. Very, very sorry about being late. I have no excuse, but please answer the poll question. This one's important, and I'm going to breach. I never know whether it's breach or broach. It's pinned at the top if you can't see it. I'd avoid, if I were you, I'd avoid using keywords like I've referred to the jab. If you must mention the C word, perhaps coof. Hello, Blurry Mellow. Is that a new name? Are you new around here? Are you new on these parts? Old Oak? Well, either of you, if you're long-time lurkers, most point, or most delightfuls, a pleasure to have you here, whatever. Oh, well, I don't recall the name. Apologies. Let me just drag a comb through me here. At least let me do that. 1 second. Oh, my cramer's falling down. Hey, I got my pants on, it doesn't matter. Bit of beard, get the old beard done. I think I might go to the hairdressers. I've been avoiding the hairdressers, to be honest with you. I don't know why. Oh, and I haven't got enough water, but we'll be all right. Lovely to see you. Amazing to get 61 people at these late last minute streams. Let me sort out the grift. It's been fucking terrible lately. Let me just do that. It hasn't actually. That's a lie. That is actually a lie. It feels like it has because I'll do like 30 minutes and get 2. But then by the end of an hour and a half, I might have had 5 or 6. And if 5 or 6 are like a 5 or a tenner, that's happy days. So that's not strictly true. And it's an unfair thing to say because some people donate almost every stream. And if that's £2 or £5, it mustn't seem very nice to them when I say that. So I felt like I needed to address that quickly there. Let me get a bit of a digital colour into myself. I've told Moslab, I've got that one done already. Hello, Alan. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you, Tyler. Scory's in. Fionn, Ralph, Jack London. Jack London said some lovely things to me earlier. That was very kind of you, Jack. I was writing at the time. I'll have to tell you a little story. Not a story, just something that happened earlier. Don't. Is that too close? I think that's a bit too close, isn't it? Hang on. Don't. That's better. Let's take that auto white balance off a bit and go like that. Oh, there you go. Oh, I feel alive. So I did get a load of writing done on a short and my novel, right? And I was doing my novel, and it's editing work. I'm editing. I'm not writing. I haven't even got the grift sorted out. Hang on, 2 seconds. Name that tune. I think it's a French horn. I'm just going around in circles now. Right. Okay, let me get this quick. You can join the channel. That's a good way of supporting it. Links in the description. You get access to all the emojis and you get private streams depending on your strata is how long those streams are starting next month, and they'll be every month. You can get on my subscribe star, sign up, £5 a month. Jobs are good and or more, but that's enough. Super chats down there, $, or entropy, link in the description of the video, and I'm just putting it in the chat now. If you want to ask me for it later, you can do. Oh, brilliant. Moslab's here. Hello, mate. Meganesia's in. Johnny Redpill's C. Chrissy. Colonel Walter Kurtz. It was, did anyone get it? It wasn't Buffalo Soldier. I did do that once for you, though. Someone must have known what that was. I mean, I don't want the Yellow Emma. I don't want the name of the tune. I don't even know that. It wasn't kazoo. I wasn't asking for a sound. Is it on a kazoo, the actual song? Well done, Paul Candy. That's exactly what it was. Well done, Johnny. Well done, Dub Power. Dub Power did also go for Connie, which is peculiar. Hello, Scott. Good Lord. It has been a long time. Nice to see you in there. I can't believe we're getting up to 100 viewers. You know, when I ditched the channel, a lot of people, hello, Andy. Lovely to see you. You know, when I ditched the channel, I thought I'd be building it up from zero. It's lovely to be getting, you know, 100 viewers. Lovely. And with making videos, we'll be getting some more. And the community tab, it's all quite wonderful. Right, what I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait for hello, Aramas. Hello, I've got to get this right. Cragley Hayes. It was Craigie the other day. Sam M. Nice to see you. Yeah, right. So, Jack London. I was writing my. I nearly finished a short, which I've got a day left to do. So that won't get done. Hello, R pal. Good to see you, mate. No, and that's what, as jokes aside, that's what's really amazed me. It's quite lovely. Yeah. As I was trying to, I did notice that. Hello, Jim. I got that short. I got enough done on the short. My headache stayed away, and I was like, yes. I thought, come on, get into the novel. And I got into a massive chunk of it. And it's when with anything creative, and I know that there's a lot of creatives in the glorious house of Scrubs. Hello, Ben Mac. Hello, Rags. Yeah, good point. That certainly helps. Rusky's here. Lovely. My stepdad's not mean. Good to see you. When you do anything creative, and I've done a lot of different things in my time. I've made music. I've been in bands. I've painted. I've done installations, and I've written. And anything creative as this, we'll get there, Jeff. Don't worry, mate. Nice to see you, by the way. We'll get there. But before, I just want to tell you what happened with Jack. You'll finish a load of work on something creative. I mean, they're usually discussed at the next stream, but tonight's poll is going to be discussed at the start of this stream. So we're going to be talking about the jab and the coof, but from a slightly different perspective. I don't want to get into any conspiracies. I don't want to, I don't control what goes on in the chat, but I just want to, you'll see where, Jeff, you can't get the link to it here. What do you want the link to? There's the link to the community tab. There you go. That's surely what you want. Anyway, so you'll go back to your creative work, and sometimes you'll look at it and you'll just think, this is awful. This is awful. You'll have moments of fear and moments of you'll lose faith. You'll lose faith in your work. You'll think, no one wants to read this. No one's gonna. And even if they do read it, they're going to be very bored or just not understand it. It could be anything. It usually comes from inside the author, projecting the way they feel that day onto the work. And then another time you can look at it. Hello, Philip. Good to see you, mate. But no, without a doubt, yes. Although there's a great saying for writers, what is it? There's not writing and there's writing. The only tolerable moment is just having written. And I know that feeling. When you're doing it, it's hard graft. When you're not doing it, it's hard graft. But when you've just finished doing some, you're like, I've done it. I actually got some writing done. Anyway, so I got into my novel, and it's quite an important bit. I mean, like I was telling you yesterday, it's fractular. There's stories within stories within stories, and then they trace back. I think I'm kind of prepping you because I know a lot of you will probably read it. But I was so chuffed with the work I've done today, right? I was thinking, this is amazing. Now, look, I fancy I'm quite a good raconteur, right? I've told stories, people like them all my life. And writing has been the consistent thing since I was a teenager. That's what, telling stories. I like stories. Life is a story, not in the sort of literal sense of, oh, your life's a story. But, you know, your life is well, exactly, Lumi. You know, it comes up and goes down. It's a roller coaster, isn't it? But I just come out of that session thinking, I was the mutt's nuts, the bee's knees. And then old Jack London there writes to me on Telegram and says, you are an amazing raconteur, right? That's all he said, which is a lovely thing to say to someone who considers that that's my speciality. That's what I see. That's what I consider myself an expert in. That's what I've studied. And everything else I've studied, however far from telling stories it might appear, it's fed in. I feed them into that. How can this knowledge feed into my ability to understand storytelling? How can this experience? So I said knowledge last time, didn't I? So how can this knowledge, something that I've read, feed into my storytelling understanding? How can this experience feed into it? How can someone else's experience feed into it? Blah, blah, blah. So Jack kind of lit the fuse of a firework that was already burning. So when he just said, you're an amazing, I've just been reading some stories, you're amazing. And bless him, I wrote back, nice one, Jack. If you haven't already checked out my Substack, there's loads on there. Also, here's a few videos if you haven't seen them. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, blah, 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 blah. And when I looked back at it, I thought, yeah, I doubt he expected that. You pay someone a compliment and they're like, oh, you like my stories? Well, here's many more. Go on, fucking read them. Read them. I said read them. It was almost aggressive in its disproportionate response to his comment. Hey, you're an amazing raconteur. All right, sit down. Are you comfortable? Right, listen to this. It was quite something. Oh, the grift is on, Piper. Here's a 5 spot for your. That's amazing. I think that might make me the first writer in history to get paid. It's like an advance, isn't it? It's like an advance. Now, if anyone says to me, when I tell them I'm going to publish it on Amazon, you know, because the general public has been sold on this idea of traditional publishing, which is an absolute sin. It's been a sin on literature that this sort of handful of big publishers have basically made choices for you. Nah, that's crap, that's crap, that's crap, that's crap. Oh, they can read that because I like it. Oh, because I like it. And so when I tell them that I'm putting it on Amazon, I'm going to say, oh, no, but I got an advance. Yeah, Piper Publishing. Yeah. And they're going to go, how much? I'm going to go, 5. And lying by omission kind of thing. Yeah, 5. Could be 1,000, couldn't it, you know? Nice one, Raymond. Much appreciated. Right, where are we? Lovely numbers. Hello, Barney. That's very good, Philip. Just look at that. Just after Barney Rubble said that, well, I think he meant double entendre, but he said double enders. Maybe he meant double enders. I don't know. Maybe I've got it wrong here. Double enders are the norm these days, and directly under it, Philip said, a raccoontier. It's a high-rise apartment for raccoons. Rags has said he's a massive gearhead. Well, where I come from, that's not something you want to shout about. Oh, okay. Thank you. I've learned something. Now, I will get on to the some facts need facing in a minute. Let me get the video up that got me thinking and got me a bit nervous, to be honest with you. Got me realizing that I've got some decisions to make. Well, Husky Jack, nice to see you, Squire. Absolutely 42. Absolutely. And it's over for them. It's over. Kindle desktop publishing, Amazon desktop publishing, it's fucked them. It's over. You publish your book through a traditional publisher, you get 7%. 7% of the cover price. It's ridiculous. 70p for a $10 novel. You can stick that up your Strasser. You publish it on Amazon, you get 70%. £7 for every $10 novel. Yeah, all right. I'll stop. And I've got a friend, bless her, she's got this dream of being a writer. You know, and she's never showed me anything she's written, but when I talk to her about the massive change in self-publishing, which in the space of about 20 years has gone from vanity publishing to an actual very democratic way of taking control of your literature and your audience. You know, you go to a traditional publisher today, first question, what's your Twitter? What's your Facebook? How many Instagram followers have you got? And if you haven't, they're going to, unless you've got what they're going to think is a unicorn, they're going to go, nah, because we ain't doing that. It costs too much. Why publish book A when book B is just as good or just as average? Might be in a big marketplace like fantasy crime, real crime or fantasy crime, one of those big marketplaces. But writer A has got 100,000 Instagram followers, 30,000 Facebook. They're the one that they'll publish. And also, if this is your first book, they're not spending a penny on your marketing. They'll say to you, all right, yeah, we'll publish this. You're going to have to market it, though. They're not going to. They might put like £300 in just to pay someone to make some phone calls. So it's just a joke. But this girl I know, and we once had a very close relationship, she's obsessed with being a writer. And she feels that if she says she self-published her book on Amazon, she's not a writer. I mean, she's very young and she's immature as well. But it's so sad. It's because she's going to get robbed. And she's doing a PhD in creative writing, which, ouch. It's a bit like, yeah, we'll take everything from you. Well, no, we'll kick you into shape. We'll get you into place. Don't worry. And I'd imagine, because I know her and her understanding and grasp of language is very, very good. And she's got a great sense of humor, which is essential, really. But she wants to be able to say, Barnes and Noble, Random House. You know, that she sees it as part of the sort of oeuvre of being a writer. And I'm like, you're off your head. When you start needing to actually pay some taxes and rent, yeah, you might change your mind a little bit. I don't know. It's all yeah. Well, exactly. Right. So let me find this video that got me a little bit stressed out, I'll be honest with you, this afternoon after I had my boost of getting a lot of work done. So I'm gonna be I'm gonna sort of encrypt this because I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to damage my channel. 140 people here. Absolute props to all of you. Lovely. Lovely. So I have managed to avoid, excuse me, on a emotional level at least, the coof. The only emotional engagement I've really had with it was when my mother ended up having Christmas on her own for the first time in 77 years. Even though I told her I'd pay any fines if she got caught and all that. Go on, just go down, go and see Sandra. They've offered her to stay there. You know, she doesn't lack for friends. But she said, no, I'm going to stay at home on my own because she was worried about what people would say. She's part of a forum, and it's a forum about the local area. And they don't, you know, if someone will find out and they're all pro fear, shall we say. I think that says it. Now that was an emotional engagement. And then when my missus had the jab and she got sick, I started thinking, if this kills her, you know, I've never felt love like this, giving and receiving. And I just thought that would be freaking typical of my life, to finally have a mature, mutually beneficial and loving relationship and lose it off the back of something as frankly bizarre as the jab. Right. And then I saw this video because I like him. I like his videos. I've been on his channel. He's maintained like an internet content creator's relationship with me since I started making my videos. I think I was in one of his top 5 or top 10 once. I apologize if I've got that. Oh, can you stop doing that? I think I was in one of his top 10 YouTubers years ago. I might have got that wrong. This is what I watched earlier. So we'll watch a little bit of this, okay? Not a lot of it, but just so you get you'll see why I started thinking about this. Here we go. I'm just going to pause it there so that and forward it a bit so that maybe I won't get a strike for whatever tune he's using there. Right, here we go. Back to my boy LP.
But no, I'm fucking with YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Today I want to talk to you about. No, I'm fucking with you a little bit. No disrespect to people who did have serious reactions to the vaccine, not trying to make fun of those people. Just figured I'd start off with a little levity since people seem to be really emotional about this topic, at least gauging by the reaction I got on Twitter when I announced that I decided to get the vaccine. I expected the response to be somewhat negative, but it was a lot more antagonistic than I anticipated. I got called every name in the book: cringe, blue pill, gay and cringe, loser, pathetic, fed, glowy, cuck, soy jack, etc., etc. So this video is to address the two big questions that people have. Why did I get vaccinated, and why did I share that information publicly?
That's pretty much all you need to hear. If you want to find out why he got the jab and why he shared it, go watch the video. 20 minutes, very interesting. However, I went through his comments and almost all of them, let me just see how many there are. 650 for a video that's had 107 1,700 views. That's a lot of comments, believe me. 316 down votes, 173 up votes, right? And he got everyone, you know, things that I've had aimed at me. Build up your audience, being a dissident, get your audience, then support tyranny and authoritarianism. And it's like, hang on. He's got a kid from a previous relationship who lives in Canada. When all this coof started, he thought, well, I won't try and go and see her because border crossings are going to be a nightmare, and I'll just let this calm down a bit, which is exactly what I thought. My mother, taking my missus to England to meet her, and me going and visit my mother who I haven't seen in a couple of years, nearly 4. I let all this, you know, calm down, and it hasn't calmed down. It's progressed and grown. Now, because I live out here, hello ipso facto, hello Alan. Well, that's exactly what it seems like from his video. Now, here's the fact: he can't see his daughter unless he gets that jab. He just can't. There's no possible way. She's in Canada, he's in America. The way it's been set up, according to him. I haven't looked into that, but I trust him because I have noticed in his videos, he does go and look up shit. And I started looking into this, and I started looking into how I'm going to get into England. Can I get in there with just a test? Can I get in there with a bit of quarantine? My missus has had the jabs, but she'd have to quarantine with me. If she's not allowed to quarantine with me because she's had the jabs, what? I'm just going to let her go in England. Go and see her. Get the tube. You need to get the tube to Charing Cross, and then you need to get the overground to Dartford, then walk up. It's just ridiculous. You know, she's never left like a 50-mile radius in Cambodia. And her English is not good enough for her to sort that out. And she's a very young lady. Then I looked into getting back here, getting back into this country, leaving $3,000 on the border because I don't officially live here. That's very kind of you, Packer. Jabs are a personal choice. We should all fight to keep it that way. That is pretty much what LP says. That's the real debate. It's up to you. I don't support, of course I don't support government saying you have to have it. Unfortunately, when they get these, you know, when they start managing to say, oh, it's your choice, but you can't come in. And so it starts getting problematic because there's all that nonsense I just gave you about getting into England as an English citizen. And then there's all that hassle coming back, which isn't that money you put on the border. That's so that if you end up getting the coof and needing treatment, that comes out of the money you left on the border. It's not left in a bag on the border. It's put into a bank. But it's for tourists. So when they leave, you get it back. But I won't get that back until next time I leave, which could be 2-3 years. And then I'll have to give it back to them when I come back. So either way, I'm out of pocket $3,000. And then, I mean, I got different information on different sites, and I had to sort of fiddle through them. Packer, thank you. I don't know if I thanked you properly. So then I'm sort of thinking, am I really going to sacrifice not seeing my mum again? She won't come out here. She's too old. It's too hot. She can't eat the food. She has sleep apnea. They won't insure her on the aeroplane. and she's from a generation that doesn't travel without insurance. Then I started thinking about whether they'll renew my visa if I haven't had the jab. They said, I read somewhere that they're not dishing out visas unless you've had the jab. Now I'm already in the country. Does that change because I'm already here? I don't know. I do not know. So now I've got that drama. Well, I'm going to have to go to the visa people a week early and sort of say, can I get a New Year visa? And they might go, have you got a passport, a jab, you know, whatever they call it? And I go, no. Now, this is a, I need you to, if you haven't already voted, I'll put it in, it's at the top of the thing, but it's here again. Now, the vote is about this kind of thing. And if you're not happy with the options, there's plenty of room to comment below. And we are going to look at it tonight. I don't do border runs because I'm here yearly. I don't do it. I get a year visa every year. It's no problem, but it might be this time. So I'm not so sure because I only had a little look today. And to be honest with you, as I was reading it, it all just started scaring me. I just had to switch it off. I thought, no, not at the weekend. I've had a good day writing. I'm going to do a nice stream tonight. But on top of all of that, so am I not going to see my mum ever again? Is my missus never going to go on holiday again? She's never been. And I've been telling her for years, I'll be taking you to England. I'd love to take you to Ghent in Belgium. I'd love to take you to Australia. It's only 5 hours from here. We were going to visit Dawn, but I guess that's not going to happen. But there's other people out there that said pop over. You know, just because of that. And I'm not sure what stance I'm taking by not having it. It's a fucking, excuse the language, I am trying not to swear, but that's quite the sacrifice, right? What, never seeing your mother again? Nah, can't do that. Cannot do that. So, and right, on top of all of that, now I know most of you know I spent most of my adult life injecting drugs. This is going to make you laugh. I'm terrified of needles. I am terrified of intramuscular injections. I can do my own intravenous ones all day long. My doctor in Soho, who's a friend of mine, my GP, he used to let me take my own blood because I couldn't have him do it. Nice one, Paul. Very kind of you. If everyone done a pound, we'd be laughing. Very, very kind of you, Paul. Nice to see you. I faint and I puke. I mean it. And I know, look, in my worst of worst addictions, I'd put 20 needles in me a day. I'd put blunt needles in me. Now, let me tell you, when you hear that pop your skin and then you feel it pop into your vein, you feel the vein resisting, then it goes, and then you nearly comes out the back of your leg or the back of your arm. No problem. No problem. But blood tests, intramusculars, vaccines. You know, I've traveled Southeast Asia, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia for the last 15, nearly 20 years, actually. I've never had a yellow fever jab, never had a malaria jab, never had any jabs. None of them. Never been interested, never got anything either. But if I go to that place and I hear that they're not even phlebotomists, I know a phlebotomist is someone who takes blood, but they're pretty good with a needle. I'm hearing that they're just that's me. I've heard that they're just volunteers who are doing this. And, you know, I've warned doctors in England before when they've tried to do me something. Onomatopoeia. I have. You're referring to pop, yeah? It's like that. I've said to him beforehand, listen, I will faint, and there's a good chance I will puke. All right. But the problem is, if I don't eat before I have a blood test or an injection, the faint is heavier because my blood sugar levels are all low. And so you're going to get my eggs Benedict all over this place. They don't believe me. I say, go and get me a cup of tea, 3 sugars and a Mars bar. That might prevent the faint. And they look at my record and they see what I've been up to for the last 30 years. And they're like, come on, don't try and pull this one. Hello, Brian. Good to see you, mate. And I faint and puke. And hello, Jimmy. I see you doing a little test earlier. I was hoping you'd be streaming so we could rage you. We got 160 in tonight. That would be hilarious. We would absolutely cane you. Thanks for the donation, son. Yeah, but come on. See your mum online. I see my mum online twice a week. She wants to see me. My girlfriend wants to go to England. I mean, I've kept thinking this is all going to die, all blow over, because I haven't been engaging with it. Because I love traveling, and I dearly want to take my girlfriend. I want to show her around the world before we have kids, and that's been putting that off as well. But, and I know this will sound naive coming from you lot, Australians, British people, Europeans and Americans, because you've been living in this. But I haven't. And I've just thinking this will all blow over. And I know that a lot of you are now thinking, you idiot, because I've just started to realize today, this probably ain't going anywhere, is it? All that, exactly. All that, I think Moslab just said exactly the same. Well, words to that effect. All that new normal stuff that I've been ignoring. You reckon, Grim? All right, okay, look. Try not to be political in your answers, because I'm actually asking for your help here. All right? And I don't do that often. I'm actually asking for your help here. Try not to vote politically. Give me a 1 if you think this will blow over and I won't need a jab in a year or so. Give me a 2 if you think this is the new normal and you're going to have it to travel. So 1 if you think it will pass, and 2 if you think, no, if I want to travel, I'm going to need to get the jab and the regular boosters. Oh, look at that. Because this is the other thing I'm hearing. People saying, you've got to have another one next year. And, my massive fear, I'll get over my fear of needles and puke and faint for a couple of hours to see my mother. But usually with things like that, you're like, oh, at least it's done. But no, I've got to go back in a few months and have it again, and then next month. Oh my days! I'm too old to have kids. How about I make up my decisions about my life, and you keep your fucking nose out of it, Griffiths. I know plenty of people. I know, but Chip had his kid at 52. And he said it's the best thing he ever done. So that looks pretty bad. Most of you would seem to appear that this is new normal stuff. Now I'll put the community link in there again. It's a poll question about this, and it gives you a little comment underneath. So this is your last chance to vote. I'd appreciate it if you did vote, because I'm interested. Lumi says, as a PhD in molecular biology and 10 years working in infectious diseases, I've got Lumi. I've got to be careful, so I'm not going to read out the next bit. But I have read it, and I would advise everyone else to read it because Lumi's obviously got, I would suggest, a lot more knowledge about this than the rest of us best guessers. I kind of thought that. However, how do I go? How do I get to see my mum? Do I live in Cambodia for the rest of my life? Is that it now? Do you know what I mean? I tend to agree with you, Lumi, on the stats I've looked at, but do I never move? Brian, yeah, that's what basically I think Lumi just said. He said you get one, you're on it for life. Oh man, I didn't want all this. Thank you, Brian, for your comment and your donation. Regular supporter of this channel. Oh Lord, it's a difficult one, isn't it? You don't buy it, John. Do you think it's going to blow over? Yeah, but Chrissy, I've heard people say that. But have you got any real information on that? Have you? And don't take this the wrong way, but do you have an understanding of what's going on, an education, or has someone just told you that? Because you have to be very careful. You can't just pass on stuff. Nah, don't worry about old miserable Ritchie. He likes putting a foot in occasionally. I met him when he was about 30 and he looked about 80. It's a very different situation. King Cole says, my granddad was 60. Yeah, there's no worries about all that. I think it's come to the right time in my life. No, likewise. I don't trust corporations. I don't care what they're selling. I don't trust them because it's all about the bottom line. If anyone doesn't know what the bottom line is, when you get your annual end of year reports, right? You get all your profits and losses, you get all your taxes, all your expenses, blah, blah, blah. And the bottom line of your annual reports is your money left that you get. It's literally the bottom line of an annual report. That's where that saying comes from. Yeah. It's all about the bottom line. So yeah, I don't trust it. $180 people in Sunday evening stream. Yes, Andy, I get that, but this damn traveling. It's this. I get that. I'm with you. I think I would never support the tyranny of a government telling you what drugs you've got to inject into your body, what anything, even food, they shouldn't be able to tell you what you put into your body. But the payoff, the sacrifice is massive. So that's it now. I live in Cambodia. My girlfriend, my 23-year-old girlfriend, doesn't get to see the world unless she travels alone. Here, love, have some money. Be careful out there. My mum will meet you at the station. She doesn't know how to cook rice. Take some with you. Jimmy! I can't read that out, mate. And also, Jimmy, be careful about writing things that. Just be careful because they'll shut down your account. I see you saying the N-word on your channel quite a lot. That it'll only take someone to report you, and that'll be you. Whoosh. Be careful. But thanks for the donation, man. Yeah, what are you gonna do, eh? I really don't know what to do. That's yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you know, can you imagine taking a 23-year-old English lady who doesn't speak a lot of Khmer and dropping her off in Phnom Penh? Yeah. Well, don't think I haven't thought about it, Jeff. There's options already come my way from people I know in that. This might be the way to go. But you know, I've tried to straighten my life out. I've tried to sort myself out, and the likes of that, it feels like going back down roads I went down in the past. Hello, deadbeat Chess. Were you lurking this morning? $185. I'll tell you what, I'll put the entropy link in the chat to celebrate 185. Jimmy's grifting's almost as good as mine. It's actually better. Every 3 lines he goes, so he's got that sort of, I can't really do it, that gruff, too many whippets, too much nitrous oxide, growly piss of a man New York accent. Somebody buy me a fucking beer. Somebody buy me a fucking drink, for fuck's sake. That's him. I'm not asking. He does this. He's got this thing, buy me a drink. And I tried to, bless him. I tried to, but it was PayPal. And someone wrote to PayPal and said I was evil. And they banned me. That's it. No evidence. No means of recourse. I couldn't write to him. No appeal. So you can just write to PayPal and say, he's horrible, that bloke. And someone at PayPal goes, hello, Ed Wolf. Wait for one winter and we'll all know more. That's where I'm kind of leaning towards. Here's the problem. I ain't getting any younger. I want kids. She wants kids. We want to travel before we have kids. Year and a half ago when all this kicked off, I said, let's wait for this to blow over. And now it's wait a bit more. At what stage do you say, okay, we've waited and waited and waited? And then there's the other option that I have the bloody thing and keel over. Oh. And look, I know that you lot have been putting up with this for years. And it's all relatively new to me, but I'm pissed. Thank you for the donation. Muchos appreciato. Nice one, Bullet. Very kind. Go and see your mother before it's too late. Do you know what I mean? 77. And she's strong as an ox, but she's just, and she said to me the other day, she's just started to get to that age, 77. And she says, you know, they've got her on steroids because she's getting some kind of arthritis in her joints. And, you know, the things that woman has put up with from me. And we have, you know, after a hideous, dare I say, unforgivable period of life that I put her through, we have built a strong, loving relationship. It took time, but we have. I talk to her at least twice a week. But to not get out there, you know, maybe it'll just be a question of me going through the 2 weeks sitting in a hotel somewhere. Be prepared for 8-hour-long daily streams with me nothing else to do. And then when I get out of quarantine, she can come over, but then she's got to get the plane on her own and all. Thank you, Bullet. It's yeah, trust you, you know. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. Thank you for the donation. Oi, oi. Right, okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the community tab, see what people are saying. See, I mean, it's good that we've got some good numbers. Yeah, exactly. You can imagine some of the conversations we've had about that, Moslav. It's strangely not very sexy. Well, am I gonna keep splashing it all over your tits, or are we gonna wait for the coof to stop? It kind of takes, some of the excitement out of it. Okay, let's have a look. I will be somewhat encrypting answers just for the sake of you and me. Look at that, 94 votes, 11 comments. So the question was, are you going to have the jab? Oops, apologies. Let me have some water. I've just got to top my water up. Sorry about the dead time. I'll hum a tune. Oh, that's not humming. I can't hum loud enough. I'll have to sing it. And there you go. Right, I'm back. Let me have some water. Let's keep those nodules in place. Ah. 56% of you, or the 56% of the people who voted, never. Now, I'm suggesting that many of those don't need to. No, it wasn't. It wasn't the weirdest surreptitious game of LSDJ. No. Hello, Tricky Who. So, I'd imagine that the majority of the 56% who said never, haven't got to travel to see their family. Haven't got to travel to see their mother ever. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking it. I don't want it. I'll tell you that. I don't feel safe about it. But so I'm not judging you. I'm just suggesting that you're not in that. You know what, Fraser? I was thinking that a minute ago, but it's still. I don't know. I don't know about Sweden, but I appreciate your suggestion. It does kind of make sense. But then I've still got the problem of getting back into Cambodia, There are ways around that, though. Cambodia's a little bit. I've got to be careful what I say. Thank you, Fraser, for that and for the donation. That is very kind and an idea. Oh, it's gone up to 60%. Let me refresh it. So, okay, and to be honest with you, if I didn't have my mum in a different country, I would probably be in that bracket, is the truth. 22% of you, of the 109 people who voted, have already had it. Very interesting. And I understand why. I do understand why. It's easy to be shitty and go, "Oh, you idiot, you idiot." Watch I Hypocrites video. It's actually really well handled. It's all very easy to say, "You idiot, you're this, you're that." Well, we're also all individuals with our own individual situation in life, and unfortunately, you don't always get to make your own decisions. You just don't. I mean, it's a shame. How many of you people had your BCGs at school? How many of you had it all at school? Remember that? The BCG, where they do a little 6-needle test and then you go back and they stick that javelin in your arm. I was the first in my school to have it because when they gave me the test, I fainted and puked. The test. So, and then when I went in there, because I was seen as a high fear what do you call it, student, they had this sort of psychologist in with me, and she got an orange out and she showed me how they practice on oranges, and she put the needle in my hand and got me to do it, got me to inject into an orange. It was at that moment I puked. Yeah, this aversion therapy really helped. And I still had to have it. And when they give it to me, I fainted and puked. Thanks. Which really helped me later on in life. 11% are in my camp there at the bottom if I need to. 6 might have it, and 2% are kind of planning it, I suppose that means. Let's have a look at the comments. Thank you, everyone. It means a lot that you've made the effort to answer that. 115 votes. Let me just get some new batteries in my vaporizer. All this stress is giving me the willies. Come on, work. Bit of dead time. Oh, they're not even charged. What the hell's going on? These will be charged. These will definitely be charged. Right. Jack London, the reward doesn't outweigh the risks. Yeah, but the reward is seeing the mother. But you said that before I told you that. So, yeah, all right. I can't read all the other stuff out because they consider that as information that's, I can't remember what they call it, but I can't. But other people can. It's on the screen if you can read it. Rags, as long as Rags is standing up, basically, he's not. Moslab is caught me right out there, Moslab. Moslab's having it as soon as he turns in all his firearms and gets a rainbow tattoo. That's his way of saying he's not having it. Grim says you don't actually need it yet, and even if you do, you still have the test and the quarantine. Yeah, that's nice one, Grim. That's the one little bit of good news I've had in the last 57 minutes. Humans A, listen to what Humans A said. My doctor's receptionist rang me 3 months ago to book me in for the jabbo. I told her that I'd rather let her shoot me with a pistol before I'd let her inject me. So she said, I'll put you down as undecided then. Chrissy says, I can go for that. No, I can go for that. Lumi says, no reason. I've had it. It don't work. I'm not giving up a bodily autonomy for perks. And yes, I do have to jump through hoops to see my parents. All right then, okay, that's interesting because I know you're in another country. I might talk to you later, actually. Scory's going to wait a bit longer. Hammerhead had to. That's interesting. Jeffrey Sharler had to as well because he had leukemia, and he survived it. He got off it. It's hardly the same as an addiction, but you know what I mean. Good luck with all that, Hammerhead. Bless you, mate. 42's avoiding it, but if not having it badly affects his life, he will do. Oh, Wookie said that vegans might be getting a pass. I'm a vegan. John Palmer won't have it yet. He's holding off till we know more and better. Yeah. So you're in the same boat as me. You know, if it's about travel and you're going to hang off for a while. Jeff said anyone jabs him, he'll jab him back. Planet X Hunter, I won't say the name, but I'll look into it. And Jimmy from Philly Wiped, who fills himself with acid, nitrous oxide, marijuana, alcohol, and anything else he can get in his body within reaching distance all day, every day, said never. Okay, all right. Well, let's not dwell on it. It's pretty depressing. I almost feel like apologizing to you all for the lack of empathy and for the lack of understanding that I've had over all this. It hasn't really affected my life. Out here, it hasn't changed my life. Oh, the only difference is I don't get to go to Super Duper at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's very interesting. Wow. I want to show you this video, but I think I might get in trouble. Rags, what do you reckon? You know the video I'm talking about. Yeah, weed smokers say that about everything, when actually weed absolutely smashes your immune system to pieces. But, you know, look, I'm not disputing. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I trust what Lumi said, but I've got a mother. I want to see her. Yeah, I can understand that, Sam. Oh, Dan. There might be, just on the slide, there might be ways around it. Rags, are you still here? Because I'm asking you about that video. Yeah, I've already got it on Rag. Oh, okay. It's a government advertising video. Okay. I've got a video for you, people. It's a bit of a shocker. Now, let me see if I can find the actual link to it. Rags, where's the actual link to it? Oh, hang on, people. Sorry about this. This wasn't planned. I lost my balls a little bit around it. But I think I can find the actual video because that will be better. Oh, where did I get that? Where did I get the actual Rags? Was it you that sent me the actual link? Because I thought it might be on Brit Girl's thing, but it isn't. Where's the actual link? How did I find it before? Rags, if you've got the link to the actual one, because I think it would be better. I found it. Hang on, it'll be in my history. Chill out, people. No worries. No worries. We will have it in seconds. It's quite something. Right here. Oh, no, that's not it. Where is it? Where's the actual link? Why isn't that in my history? I don't get this. This is all getting very peculiar. I don't know how I found it. Maybe Rags put it in the... Oh Lord, I'm gonna have to show you the weird little different version of it. It's not as good unless you can get that to me in a matter of seconds, Rags, in my Telegram. I don't know where I found that link to the actual article. Maybe if I have a look in my history. Sorry people, this is dull as fuck, but it's worth it. It's worth waiting for. No, not that one, Rags. The actual article. the actual article that's got it on, because I think I've got more chance of getting away with that one. Hang on, people. Apologies. We'll be there in a minute. It would appear I haven't seen it. What has happened here? Maybe I was... Oh, I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. We're good. We're good. We're good. Right. Hang on. Right. I've got it. Wait. Just let it load up. 5, 4, 3. Right. Hang on. Good Lord. So, I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. We're good. So, I can't control the volume of this any more than I have. It's on full volume. An Australian nurse made this video. Wait till the end. If you're thinking of ducking out, wait till the end, because it's shocking. Let's see if there might be an advert before it. There's nothing I can do about that. But this is on an official, this is apparently an official thing. Here we go. Make sure you'll take some deep breaths. It's saying the video will resume in 20 seconds. So this is obviously trying to get me to buy a game. But 14, 13, 11, 10, good Lord. That's some terrible marketing right there. I'd sack them. Here we go.
Whilst people were protesting their freedom from lockdown and anti-vaccination rhetoric, I was at work, washing my hands, wearing a mask, using hand sanitizer, giving people antibiotics via drips, checking bloods, relieving pain with analgesics, all scientific, evidence-based interventions. If any of these people end up in hospital, will you be wanting your nurses to wear masks, wash their hands, give antibiotics, check bloods, and relieve your pain? Will you seek scientific, evidence-based interventions to prevent you from further illness? Because even if you are cherry-picking what to believe in now, you can trust that we will give you the best, the kindest, and most holistic scientific care we can provide. If you are to catch COVID and your body cannot fight any longer, then we will make you as comfortable as possible. We will wash your body with warm flannels and gently roll you, then surround you with white cloud pillows to prevent painful areas developing. We will hold your hand and talk to you gently, laugh at ourselves and sing songs. We will turn on the electric oil burner to envelope you in sweet, calming fragrance. The lights will be low. You can relax now. When you're very close to the end, your family will be called, salty tears splashing across their cheeks while they whisper, "I love you," into the receiver, a lifetime away. At the end, after your last breath, we will be there to offer condolences. Sorry we couldn't do more. Sorry your heart is broken. We will care for you until the caretaker comes to zip you up in a thick rubber cadaver bag and roll you away. You brave COVID denier. Look at the legacy you've left behind. You are now free.
Nope. Nope. Rarely speechless. And I've seen it before. I mean, when I went to university, and we're going back a while, it was about being critical, about achieving critical distance from anything and everything, so that you could learn about things and you could not necessarily take it on face value, but you have a critical distance where you can step away from all the voices, all the repetition, all the different agendas that stick to everything. And you can start looking into it independently, because I'm not sponsored. I haven't got corporations telling me what to say. I haven't got this, I haven't got that. So that is what I went to university for. And I studied arts. So I learned to look at art and literature critically and try and understand it from my point of view, rather than what Guardian journalists told me this book meant or what this painting meant. And we've had this before, this word denier. One of the denials, I can't even say, or I'll probably get a strike. We all know the one I'm talking about. If you question that one particular historical event, you're a denier. The weather, global warming, you try and just be critical about it, suddenly you're a denier. And now it's on this. And the problem with that, and I'm not saying what she said is right or wrong or true or false, I don't even need to go there. But this idea that unless you accept what you've been told without considering other ideas, other influences, other research, you're a denier. And that is tyranny. That's tyranny. Shut up and do what you're told. That is Orwell's comment. What did he say? If you want an image of the future, it's a boot treading on a human face forever. Denier. Shut up. Don't ask questions. In many ways, we're in the journalistic culture of our times is what we were talking about the other day with teachers. Don't answer back. It's like a macrocosm of that, and that's linked without a doubt. Teacher asks you a question. Teacher puts something in front of you that requires an answer. You give them one, then they tell you, don't answer back. Are you some kind of teacher denier? Absolute tyranny. No, I'm not saying I know more than her. I don't. I probably don't. But I want the option of being able to question it. The crazy thing is Marxism, Karl Marx, as much as he was into economy, political economy, history, dialectics, etc., he was also, more so perhaps, into criticizing, into being able to critique things. That's why he used the dialectic method. Let's find out. Let's look into it. Let's look into it as a whole. Let's not get a car and the specialization and the division of labor. Let's not have someone look at the engine, someone look at the carburetor, someone look at the chassis, someone look at the wheels. Let's understand the vehicle as a whole. Let's bring all these separated, basically the division of intellectual labor. Let's bring them back together so that we can actually understand things as they exist in the world rather than split into specializations. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have specialists. It just means you bring them together. But the left now, the cultural Marxists, want the opposite of that. I mean, that ain't even Marxism. What the fuck? What? It's just absurd. And you know what that reminded me of? Right, here, look. Let me ask you, John, yes, you've nailed it. What I want you to, yeah, but my mother, where's that one? Yeah, but she's getting on a bit, you know, she's getting on a bit, and so am I, and I want a family, but I do, that's kind of where I am, but a year I could handle, 2 years, it's getting a bit more. I want to ask you, yeah, I wasn't sure, but, you know, I want to ask you something. There's a type of short film like that from our childhoods that reminded me of. What am I talking about? Can anyone liken that to something? We've had them on this channel. We've looked at them. Ah, nice one, Rags. Yes, has everyone smashed the like button? Hello, Patrick. What does that remind? Yes, Loom is straight on it. Yes, that as well. There is a bit of the AIDS in it as well, but I was thinking, yeah, there you go. That one, yeah, all that lot. Yeah, yes, Alan. Where's Alan's one gone? Don't go and get your frisbee back from the pylon. Jimmy! Don't put rugs on shiny floors. Did you ever see the one where there's like a river and the kids are going to play down the river? Lovely thing for kids to do, like they used to in groups, learning about growing up, learning about dynamics, learning about their position in the group, the shifting dynamics of power, really important. But oh no, suddenly it's death with his scythe. Oh, let's go and play over in the scrapyard. Literally death with his freaking scythe. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the Grim Reaper. It's like, kids, stop playing outside. This was before computers existed. So rather than get them sitting at home on their own, teaching them to become the least divisible unit of the consumer, just terrify them about playing. Rivers, death. Climbing on something, death. Reefer madness is another one. All the AIDS stuff, the satanic things. What are these? There's a name for them. Styx always talks about them. Oh, someone will know. What are they? They come round. We had the Cold War, obviously, was like one of the biggest ones ever. Moral panics. There you go. This is a moral panic. This is a new moral panic. We had Satanism in the 80s. We had AIDS in the 80s. We had venereal disease. My old man told me when the AIDS thing was all happening, he said to me, I was like, because he said to me, I was only about 14, and he said, I feel sorry for your generation because fucking is good fun. And they're terrifying you now. They're trying to basically tell you not to do it. And he said, the thing is, I saw all this before with VD. And I looked into it, years later, decades later, and he was right. There was a moral panic around VD in the 60s that never came to fruition. They told us we'd all know a family member who died of AIDS. Well, I know plenty of people with HIV because I used to live in Soho, but I don't know anyone. I don't actually know anyone who died of AIDS. You know, celebrities or whatever. But it's a moral panic, and the moral aspect of it's what's interesting. That's why my mother didn't go and spend Christmas with Sandra, because morality would have been questioned on social media, and she relies on that for socializing. You know, she's an old woman who sits in. We talked about all that the other day. There you go, all that. Oh, Leon, are you all right now, though? Yeah, but he's not. Freddie Mercury wasn't really family, to be honest with you. I mean, we all know the tunes. Yeah, great point, Lumi. A lot of people don't know this, but in the 70s, global calling was a thing. Yeah, that was one they tried. Global calling. I mean, that didn't really cut it in England. It's quite a thing, isn't it? You know, and then 20 years later, global warming. What? Hang on. That sounds to me like if you put those two together, you get weather. Yeah, I did 2 Aramas. We had all that. Prepare and survive. Leaflets coming through the door telling us to paint our windows white. Oh yeah, little bit of 500 megaton nuclear weapon. Ah, you'll need a bit of emulsion. You'll be all right. Everett wasn't a family friend, unfortunately. I would have absolutely admitted that in an instant. Cleo Rockus is a friend, though, mind you. Gave me a business card. Followed me on Twitter until I accidentally lost my account. Oh, that's very interesting. Goes on, doesn't it? All those movies. Yeah, Mad Cow. John, how's your whistle getting on? Where are you? Skin Scar had his 3rd fitting today. Turns out his tailor knew his old man. Can you imagine? Hang on, where's that one gone? Yeah, good call, Lumi. That one. Oh, all our computers are going to die. People made a lot of money out of that nonsense. Clark, that's the one I was after. Quick, get the paint. Get some bottled water under the cupboard under the stairs. Go on, Mum, get in. Oh, Lord. When you say brilliant, I know what you mean. And I'll tell you what, when me and Mumford met her, she looked incredible. She's got to be about 60. She looked amazing. Really, in the flesh. Well, in the clothes. Yeah, awful. Yeah, another one, swine flu, foot and mouth. They love it, didn't they? Bird flu. Oh, mate, amazing. John, make sure you wear it, brother, please. Don't keep it for best. Please don't keep it for best. Wear it out. And don't take it to the dry cleaners. You don't need to. Once every couple of years, unless you get a real mess on it. But then you should get that treated locally. Taking it to the dry cleaners will, it cuts its age in half. Even if you've got good quality cloth, it's not needed. If you regularly wear clean underwear and clean shirts, you don't need to. Those walls, those fabrics, Holland and Sherry, any decent cloth. These were developed in a time when there weren't dry cleaners. These were developed to make suits out of, so that they didn't need cleaning. so that they didn't pick up dirt, so that you could have a suit and wear it. You know, people used to wear them daily. Certainly does. Certainly does. Oh, there's one for the grandchildren, Willow. Yeah, I'd love to see it. Are you happy with it, John? Are you happy with it? You got a nice pair of shoes and a nice shirt. Never match your tie with your pocket Anki either. If you're going to go for Anki in your pocket, don't match them. Classic mistake. You know, you're an adult. I have a coat with a do not triangle. I'm assuming they're talking about coat hanger. Rags 125 out of 175 ain't bad, because if you haven't got a YouTube subscription, you can't thumbs up. So my analytics show me that about 30% of the people who watch my videos and my streams haven't got YouTube channels or aren't subscribed. So that's actually quite nice. However, we've probably had about 300 people come and go by now. That tends to be how it works. But if you haven't given us a thumbs up, people, that would be handy. Hang on, where's old Mr. Miles? He just said something. I'll tell you what, I've said this before and I'll say it again. It's a different experience of the world. You'll be treated differently and you'll feel different. I promise, I just know that. I know it for a fact. Any tailor will tell you that. Anyone who dresses in the classic style or in bespoke clothing will tell you that. You'll be treated differently and you'll feel different. And it's not subtle. It's like, good Lord, what happened today? Why do people suddenly give me loads of respect? Why do people get out of my way and open doors for me? It's very strange. And that's not why you do it. That's like a bonus. Yeah, they told me. Do you remember when you used to go to the airport or used to go to the ferry to go to France, and there'd be pictures like of a skull and like a rabbit or something, like going, ah. Don't bring rabies back. Fucking bring it back. I won't, even if I see it, I'll run in a mile, judging by that poster. Oh, nice one. Looks like Rags was on it. Nice one. Dangerfield, say, I don't know if I'm going to, well, I don't know. I think I'm being set up for something here, Rags. I don't feel comfortable saying that. A hare in the gate gets all his clothes from the army surplus store and gets treated differently. Well, there you go. We have it out here, Lumi. Apparently there's rabies out here. You're meant to have it. You're meant to have that jab before you get here, but you know. I've spent a lot of time with a lot of dogs out here and I'm all right. Oh, most of the. I think Henry Paul does the. Let's find out. I think it used. Let's find out. Taylor. Might be Hardy Amis or Henry Paul, probably one of them. Taylor on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Dimmy Major. Dimmy Major is known to James Bond fans as the tailor who made George Lazenby's suits for his role as 007 on Her Majesty's Secret Service. I tell you what, you get that gig, you are absolutely smashing it. Your business goes through the roof. Can you imagine having all that up in your advertising? They don't look so. Oh, actually, they got some nice schmutter here by the look of it. They're still making suits today. Look at this little lovely little bit of tweed. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, fantastic. Gorgeous. Classic style, classic cuts. That's interesting. I might have to have a look in Dimmy Major. I've heard the name, but I didn't know he'd done that. Ah, okay. It's a quote from Guy Ritchie's Snatch. Weird film. I'm not quite sure how I feel about Guy Ritchie movies. They are watchable. Oh, I'll tell you what I did see, and I think it's probably his best movie. I saw The Gentleman, is it called? Give me a 1 in the chat if you've seen and rated The Gentleman. Give me a 2 if you've seen it and didn't rate it. I think Guy Ritchie, it's a bit weird because it does become a little bit of a multicultural sort of propaganda piece, but watchable nonetheless. I mean, there's some very good actors in it. Hey, before you go, you were right about the Woodley and Jake Paul fight. I put on my Telegram last night. I've checked and double checked and checked. It's Sunday morning. And then this morning I put on there, nah, RMF was right. It's tomorrow. Isn't that funny though? Look, people don't like it. It's always I'm really confused about it. People, I don't want to hear about suits. I don't understand why. I don't get it. Since there's 155 people in here, if you haven't already signed up to my Substack, maybe go and have a look. You get 2 free stories every month straight into your emails. There's the link. It's in the chat. And it's free, and they're written. They're only short, 3,000-4,000 words. Sign up there, and you get. And there's already 7 or 8 in the archive that you can start reading tonight. John, I think we're past that one now. People will soon be going. It'll be like Suits soon. It'll be like LSDJ and Suits. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I don't know. I'm lost on that comment. Sorry. Remix. I don't think we can get away with it anymore. I think it's peculiar. People, it's the same as I hate books. It's there's a strain. It presses buttons in people. It presses buttons, and I don't know why. It makes me sad. Yeah, it was, and I appreciated it, and it did help. But I still get about 4 or 5 sign-ups a day, and it's been amazing. Very successful project so far. I'm not going to monetize it either. I'm going to use it as an email, basically when I put things on Amazon, I can link. You're allowed to link from Substack to Amazon, so build up a readership and an audience on Substack, and they can ping over there. All right, the old the old nodules are creeping in. Thank you very much, everyone who came in. Thank you for everyone who chatted. I got a lot of interesting opinions from you today. Thank you to the people who donated. Without those people, this channel doesn't exist. Again, I don't expect to get rich, but I do appreciate a few quid here and there. That's nearly 3 hours streaming today. I agree with you, Jack. I think people should. I'll put the link in the chat again. I will play us out with the latest outro tune. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, people. I will be watching the fight tomorrow morning. And I'm sure it's tomorrow morning. I think I'll be getting up at about 10 o'clock. If it's, I'm looking for a first or second round knockout so I can go back to sleep. with it being Bank Holiday Monday and all. I will put your comments on the screen. Thank you, Raymond. Very much appreciated. I will put your comments on the screen. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It's Bank Holiday Monday. I've just had 3 sign-ups on my Substack, according to my telephone. Thank you very much. It's Bank Holiday Monday tomorrow. It doesn't really count for me because I have to work, but it will either be a video or a stream or both. So chances I'll see you tomorrow. It's really cheered me up to have some good numbers again. Nice one, Sal. Good night. Thank you, Fionn. Oh, this is very kind of you. I like these last-minute ones. It does actually make a difference when you ask and just say, if everyone gave 25 pence, it would be sweet. But I get it. And then I tell you don't apologize for not donating. So maybe I shouldn't say things like that. Sorry, people. I've only been doing it 5 years. I haven't quite got the knack of it yet. Thank you, Fionn. Thank you, Epic X. Nice one, people. Take care and tell the people you love that you love them. They need to know. Let's have some music. I will put your messages on the screen. Oh, what have I done here? Oh, good Lord. Oh, hang on. Let's try that one. Fingers crossed. There you go. Ta-da!
Everyone knows I'm gonna be the first man down. All my friends are sick of having me around. Nobody wants to give a buddy one last break. Can't go on, I've taken all a man can take. Life is a curse, it only gets worse, and the world will watch you drown. Maybe my mind will fail to ever find the point. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna lay my head on the riverbed. Looking back, I rejected every place I stayed. A woman says I'm lying in the bed I've made. She says warriors don't give up before the war begins. So I get high to justify the mess I'm in. People get mad and people get sad, but at least they
Much appreciated, Barney.
struggle to feel emotion I could really trust. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna lay my head.
He's suing that baby, and he's suing Nirvana. We should look at that actually. The baby on the cover of Nevermind is all grown up and he's suing Nirvana for millions. Surely he should be suing his parents. It's ridiculous.
I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna lay my head.
Nuts, innit?
Riverbed. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave.
Good call, Mouse Cat. All right, people. What an absolute pleasure it was streaming tonight. Loads of people in here. I will, like I say, tomorrow you'll get a video or a stream or both. Take care. Go on, get down your own end, or I'll put you on an album cover.